please recognize Representative Fisher for House Joint Resolution 1026.
HJR 1026 by Fisher of the House and Treat of the Senate, a resolution clarifying manner in which citizens may keep and bear arms.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, Mr. Floor Leader. Members, HJR 1026 is an addition to our state constitution concerning the right to keep and bear that would be presented to our voters for their approval. The original wording in our Constitution is actually very loose, and over the years, Oklahoma courts have actually interpreted it to only protect the right of the militia. That's kind of odd because when you read the actual wording, it's obvious that the founders of our state listed first self-defense. But in spite of that, our courts have ruled that really the only right that you have is to have militia arms and militia rights. So over the years, the courts have reiterated that, even as recently as 1998. And so we believe it's very necessary to spell out that the foremost right protected is the right for self-defense. So that's the reason. Unfortunately, through the years in Oklahoma, starting in 1908, going to 1929, and as recently as 1998, have interpreted this in a different fashion. So I agree with you. Had they interpreted this the way it appears that the founders intended, there would be no need for clarification. Unfortunately, that's not what the courts have done, and that's what's brought us to this place that we just simply believe there needs to be clarification. And in 1998, in OSBI versus Warren, they actually went back and restated the two cases I just mentioned, one in 1908, one in 1929, restated those and said they are still in effect. Unfortunately, those two cases said that the right to keep and bear would be at the best very weak according to our state constitution. And in the second case, they actually ruled that if the legislature so chose, they could make the owning of handguns illegal in Oklahoma. Now, that's what the court said in 1998. They reaffirmed what had already happened. So if they're still quoting from those old cases, then obviously our courts believe that those cases are still viable, those judgments are. And so we want to clarify so that the courts will understand clearly that the founders wanted to protect the right of self-defense, not just the right of the militia, but the right of self-defense. The NRA has commented that if this passes in the present form, they believe it will be some of the strongest right to keep and bear language in all 50 states. So we're not just working with Oklahoma Second Amendment Association, but I'm happy to have their assistance. In their ruling, they even approve most of the objectionable aspects of the Thomas ruling from years even before that, that literally would make it possible to make firearms illegal here in Oklahoma. What this would simply do is to protect all of the things that we've done to this point, because if we don't strengthen our rights, we could very well see an overturn of all the work that we've done up through these years.
This video is of Oklahoma Representative Dan Fisher introducing HJR 1026 in 2014 on the House floor. HJR 1026 was the Oklahoma Second Amendment Association's proposed constitutional amendment to strengthen Oklahoma's Second Amendment rights. Unfortunately, one senator and two representatives used procedural methods to thwart the will of the people in 2014. It has been reintroduced in 2015 as HJR 1009 and is currently under consideration by the Oklahoma State Legislature. If you care about your Second Amendment rights in Oklahoma, contact your state representative and senator. Encourage them to support and vote for HJR 1009 to strengthen your Second Amendment rights in Oklahoma. Join the Oklahoma Second Amendment Association to fight for your Second Amendment rights in Oklahoma. For more information on the Oklahoma Second Amendment Association, go to the internet at www.ok2a.org.